Hello, this is wmpyr here to talk about the lies of knife fighting. It seems to me that a lot of people seem to think that martial arts people training in self-defense against the knife is essentially a lie. That stuff will not work in a real life situation, and they're teaching lies, right? All right, so one of the reasons why people think that is they see martial arts people training to defend against the knife, and they go, wait a minute. What you guys are doing here is essentially a duel type situation. That's what you guys are training for. And the thing is, the people don't agree with that because they feel that in a real life knife attack, what's going to happen is the person is going to come up to you, they're going to conceal the knife, you're not even going to see it, and then all of a sudden they're going to go ballistic on you and they're going to repeatedly stab you over and over and over. Basically something that you see in prison, right? So this is a very good point that they bring up, that a duel situation and what they're describing here is an assassination, right? An ambush slash assassination. So a duel and assassination are two different things. And they're right. They're absolutely correct. They are two different things. So it's good that they're clarifying that, but on the other hand, you can't just stop there. There's a reason why when you look at Filipino martial arts and you look at a bunch of other martial arts, we trained this way for hundreds of years. There's a reason for that. And that reason, I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. The way that I can explain it to you is that to defend against an assassination attempt where someone wants to kill you, murder you, right? And they're concealing the knife and they're going to walk up to you and they're going to do the whole prison shank, that kind of attack, right? In order to survive that, in order to defend against that, you have to make it into a duel type situation. So please think about what I just said right now, and you might be going, what? What the heck? Those are two different situations. Please imagine, all right? So this person is trying to come up to me, and they have a knife hidden, and that's their goal. They're going to come right up to me, and then all of a sudden they're just going to explode on me, be super violent, and stab me like 48 times, something like that, right? And in a real life situation, if someone wants to do that to me, I must have done something to warrant that. Either that or the environment I'm in is so hostile that that's going to happen. Like maybe I'm in a third world country where they absolutely hate visitors or something, or maybe, I'm in prison, or it has to be something very obvious about the environment, that this is a dark alley, many people have been attacked already in the same place, or there has to be something like that, And another reason is maybe I pissed off the wrong people, so maybe the mafia is after me or something. So if either one of those situations, I should know, right? So I should have a sense of awareness. So if this dude is like coming up to me, is walking up to me and getting ready to do this, hopefully I have the awareness that either I know that I pissed off the mob, or I know that this is a very bad environment, so I'm already aware. Maybe I have a backpack on, right? And this backpack is filled with survival gear and weapons and stuff like that, all right? This guy's coming up to me, so I feel like there's something not right, and I notice him, and he's walking up to me. I can't see his hand fully, so I know there's something up. So I take off the backpack and I use it as a shield. At this point, I thwarted his assassination attempt. And essentially, we're in a standstill now. He wants to kill me, but I got the backpack out and I'm, successfully thwarted that. And now we're in a duel type situation. So I hope that makes sense. And then if I have a knife, then great. Even if I don't, we're still in a duel type situation. It's a one-on-one. And even if there's multiple attackers involved, this is what I want to do. Now from here, I can defend myself. Now from here, I can create the space and run. So you got to make it into a dual type situation. All right. Now, the next thing is, I just mentioned running. So people oftentimes, this is one of the two most common responses that I get when I'm talking about knife defense, self-defense. The person that says, just run, I would run. Or the other person that says, I would just shoot the guy, you know. And both of those are so obvious and they really don't contribute anything. Now, there probably are some martial arts instructors that they can get so lost in their brain because they're thinking so technically, and they just forget the obvious sometimes. They forget the general picture, and they do need to be reminded that, dude, you need to run. Some people need that. But there's other people, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person, where running is already part of the curriculum. It's part of the program, the self-defense program. The way I view running is it's a technique. It's something that I practice like all my other techniques, like jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knees, elbows, takedowns, joint locks. To me, running is just something like that. And I don't run every day, but several months out of the year, I do run, almost every day. I do run, and I do train that and practice that, and I call it martial running. So, because it's specifically for combat and self-defense. So, anyway, running is part of my curriculum, and I don't mention it in every single video because I'm focusing on a certain aspect. So, I don't mention running all the time. But running is just another technique, and because it's another technique, it has the possibility to work, not work, and everything in between. That's what I think a lot of people forget. They're like, oh, you just run. As if running is a miracle and it'll get you out of every situation and it's always going to work. And this is not true. Running isn't always the best answer. Now, provided in a lot of self-defense situations, the most important thing is survival. It's not running, it's survival. Survival's number one. A lot of times, yes, survival equals running, and I think people misunderstand that. So they think running is the most important thing. No, it's survival, all right? And there are times where running is not a good idea. There are times where you just simply can't. There are times where even if you're determined to run away, I have been cornered. I have been put backed up and not able to run and surrounded. That has happened to me. All right. And I have been chased around by a vehicle. So running wasn't even an option in that case. Okay. Unless I want to be driven over. This kind of thing can happen. And no matter how determined you are, if there's 2 or 3 guys and they're determined to trap you in the corner, you're going to get trapped in the corner. So it does happen. You can't say, oh, if you're 100% determined to run, you can run. That's not true either. Like, self-defense, there's a lot of different situations. A home defense scenario, a riot situation, walking into a dark alley, all of these are not the same. And there's obviously more situations. So you can't have one general idea to cover them all and just say running's the answer. You can't do that. That's obviously only a general tactic, and it's not going to be a good one. All right. So you have to understand that running isn't a miracle, and there are times where the other guy's faster than you are. And if you run and they catch up to you, now you're tired, and they're more athletic, obviously, because they're faster than you are, and you're tired. You just made it easier for them now. Or maybe you're in an environment and you take off because you're scared, so you run. And that environment you were familiar with, and because you were running out of fear and you're just trying to get out of there, and you end up in a place that now you're not familiar with this new place that you're at, and you're like, I don't know where this place is. And if you get attacked there, well, would you rather defend yourself in a new environment, or would you rather defend yourself in an environment you're familiar with? So, running isn't always the answer. So please think about that. So those are my two things that I have to share with you guys. I'm not against running. Like I said, I practice it. It's a technique, but I view it as a technique. So please think about that. Try that perspective. It might work out for you. And the other thing is, even a situation where the guy wants to assassinate you, the answer is to make it as much as possible into a duel situation. Multiple attackers or a gang wants to attack me, a whole gang. My best bet, if I can't get out of there, is to turn it into a one-on-one duel situation. call out the leader, whatever the situation is. Make it into a duel. That's your best bet. Try as much as possible to make it into a boxing match, a kickboxing match. That's the safest. That's what you want. So try those perspectives. See if it works out for you. Thank you for listening. Take care, folks.